control them. So we know if we talk to a certain number of people per week, we know that a certain number of those people are going to turn into an appointment. And we know that if you go on a certain number of appointments, that those will turn into a certain number of clients. And if you have a certain number of clients, those will turn into closings. I mean, it's a law. It is the law of
math.
Science. It's the law of sowing and reaping, and it's been around from day one. And when we do it, it will come back. So one of the things that this is an attorney that told me this when I was first getting into business. He said, Brian, just keep shoving the funnel full. You got this huge funnel at the top, especially when you're first starting. You've got to shove it and just keep stuffing it full of stuff. And, a month in, you have one little drip come out the bottom. And you're like, wow, I did a lot of work for one drip. But it was one drip. And you keep stuffing it full. I don't care where it's at, whatever you do. And what happens is a drip turns into a stream, and then a stream turns into a river, and then a river turns into a rushing river. So, and I know that Holly's taking you through lots of exercises. I'm sure you have goals as far as how many that you're doing each week, and how many calls, and your SOI. And so I'll give you an example. When we got back, I knew a bunch of people, but it's kind of reconnecting, and it was a little awkward because I wasn't in ministry anymore. I was doing something totally different, and so my thought was, I am not going to rely on past relationships to dictate my real estate future. So I literally, we talk about knocking on doors. I went and knocked on doors, and I still will knock on doors because, just tell me to shut up if I start, because
I'm taking notes.
I can talk. So, I knocked on doors. One of the days that I knocked on doors was I went to a car dealership. You all know the mile of cars in Edmond, up there on Broadway Extension. I decided, you know what? These guys aren't going anywhere. They're sales guys, so they get it. I'm going to go and talk to every car guy who will talk to me. And so I spent an entire day, and I walked from the Porsche dealership up to the GMC dealership, and then back to Subaru, Honda, Acura, whatever. I talked to a lot of guys. Well, during the course of that, one of the guys that I talked to was the general manager of one of the stores. So general managers at car dealerships make pretty good money. He was like, well, come on back. So I go back, and I talk to him. He's like, I just got transferred up to this store, and I live down south, and we talked for a while, and he was like, anyone who is willing to get out and talk to people and walk up and down this thing is somebody who, is probably pretty aggressive, and is somebody I would want to list my house. So I'm like, well, that sounds good. I'd love to. And again, I'm very much a rookie. I still consider myself a rookie in this business because this was last year, like in April or something. So I'll give you the short story. $700,000 house, sold it, got both sides. I represented the buyer. That was a good day. Buyers had a house to sell, $550,000 house, got both sides. That was another really good day. So if you're doing the math, where I did give them a discount, 5% on both of them since it was both sides. So, but anyways, one was $35,000. The next one was $25,000, and then these people, the buyers there, referred me to their parents. The parents have a $500,000 house that it's on the market right now. So one day of me just walking through car dealerships so far has added up to closed business of $70,000 or $60,000, and with the potential of some more. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So if you ask me, and that's just an example of I will do whatever it takes. I got a call last week, or 2 weeks ago, from a guy who said, Brian, you may not remember me, but you knocked on my door last year. And we talked for 5 minutes, and now we're ready to list our house. This was in one of the neighborhoods that I farm and just walk through. So I say all that just to hopefully encourage you, like wherever you're at, whatever you do, you're doing, talk talk to the people, and I wrote this down as well. This is something that an agent that I talk to, and I talk to agents all the time, ask any questions, and he said, Brian, whenever you can get past focusing on the commission and just focus on the people, your business will change. And so I have tried to do that as far as when I'm talking to somebody, yes, somewhere in the back of my mind is like, I really want you as a client. But more so than that, I'm trying to keep in mind, like, how can I help you? How can I make your world better? How can I make it easier? How can I help you accomplish what you're trying to do? And I'm just telling you guys, when people see that in you, you're just an authentic, real human being, and you're there to help them, it will change how you approach business, and I mean, the business is definitely there. So that's my number one job description, is I've got to be myself, and I've got to come from contribution.